Dive into history with us today on the Knowledge Navigator. In this episode, we delve into the complex tapestry of World War II, starting with its roots buried deep in the aftermath of World War I. We'll explore how the Treaty of Versailles, the rise of totalitarian regimes, and the failure of appeasement policies set the stage for this global conflict. If you're keen on understanding the causes, events, and impacts of World War II, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share our channel. Your support helps us bring more of these enlightening historical analyses to you. Prepare, embark on a detailed journey through time as we unravel the intricate events that led to and defined World War II. The storm clouds gather. In the aftermath of World War I, the Treaty of Versailles was designed as a peace settlement. However, its punitive terms towards Germany laid the groundwork for further conflict. The treaty's harsh reparations and territorial losses created fertile ground for resentment and extremism. Amidst this brewing discontent, the Nazi Party, led by Adolf Hitler, began to rise to prominence in Germany. The party's aggressive nationalism and promise of restoring German pride resonated with many who felt humiliated and economically devastated by the treaty's demands. As the 1930s progressed, the world watched uneasily as Germany began to defy the Treaty of Versailles. Remilitarization of the Rhineland, the annexation of Austria, and the Sudetenland crisis were all steps that marked Germany's aggressive stance on the European stage. Finally, on the 1st of September 1939, Germany invaded Poland. This bold move defied international agreements and ignited global alliances into action. With the invasion of Poland, the fuse was lit and the world was on a path to war, a world at war. As the 1940s dawned, the shadow of conflict stretched across Europe with astonishing speed. Germany, under the iron fist of Adolf Hitler, embarked on a relentless campaign of expansion. Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, became a term synonymous with the rapid advances of German forces. This strategy was marked by swift, coordinated attacks combining air power, tanks and infantry, overwhelming nations within days rather than months. France, a beacon of liberty and democracy, fell into darkness in mid-1940. The Wehrmacht bypassed the formidable Maginot Line with a daring move through the Ardennes forest, leading to the swift capitulation of Paris. Meanwhile, across the Channel, Britain braced for invasion. The Battle of Britain, a pivotal conflict fought entirely in the skies, saw the Royal Air Force defend their homeland against the formidable Luftwaffe. The resilience of British pilots and the strategic use of radar turned the tide, marking the first major defeat of Hitler's military forces. As the war intensified, the Eastern Front became the site of one of its most brutal encounters, the Battle of Stalingrad. The German advance into the Soviet Union in 1942 turned into a prolonged and grueling conflict, known for its fierce house-to-house fighting and extreme conditions. This battle marked a vital turning point, as the encirclement and surrender of German forces dealt a significant blow to Hitler's campaign in the east. Following this, the Allies launched Operation Overlord, commonly known as D-Day, on June 6, 1944. This massive amphibious invasion of Normandy marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany, with Allied forces establishing a crucial foothold in France. Months later, the Battle of the Bulge, another critical encounter, saw a major German offensive through the dense Ardennes forest in an attempt to split the Allied forces. The surprise attack resulted in a desperate counter-offensive by the Allies, ultimately leading to heavy German losses and hastening the advance into Germany. The Axis powers, not content with European dominance, cast their gaze wider. Italy, aligning with Germany, sought to revive Roman grandeur by attempting conquests in North Africa. Simultaneously, Japan expanded aggressively into Asia, capturing territories far beyond its islands, setting the stage for a truly global conflict. As Axis powers spread their influence, the Allies began to form, setting the stage for monumental clashes and strategic decisions that shaped the outcome of the war. The winds of change begin to blow. As the brutal tide of World War II continued to rage, a series of decisive battles and strategic maneuvers marked the shift in momentum towards the Allies. Among these, the Battle of Stalingrad stands as a testament to resilience and tactical brilliance. The grueling conflict, lasting from July 1942 to February 1943, ended in a disastrous defeat for the Axis powers, particularly for Germany, which lost vast numbers of troops in the freezing Russian winter. Simultaneously, halfway across the world, the Battle of Midway in June 1942 played a critical role in the Pacific theater. This monumental naval clash saw the United States Navy decisively defeat an attacking fleet of the Imperial Japanese Navy, significantly weakening Japan's ability to project naval power. The entry of the United States into the war, following the unexpected attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, brought fresh resources and immense industrial might to the Allied side. This move was pivotal, not just in bolstering morale, but also in tipping the scales against the Axis. Moreover, the Allies launched several critical invasions, including Operation Torch in North Africa in November 1942, and the iconic D-Day invasion of Normandy in June 1944. These operations not only liberated vast swathes of territory, but also placed the Axis powers on the defensive, stretching their resources thin across multiple fronts. These pivotal moments marked the beginning of the end for the Axis powers, the final chapters of conflict. As World War II drew towards its climactic close, the Allies pushed forward on all fronts. In Europe, the fall of Berlin in May 1945 marked a decisive blow against the Nazi regime. The city, once the heart of Hitler's sprawling empire, lay in ruins, a stark testament to the cost of his ambitions. Within days, Germany unconditionally surrendered, signaling the end of the war in Europe. The streets, which had echoed with the march of boots and the roar of tanks, now resonated with the cries of victory and the somber silence of remembrance. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, the war reached its final, devastating crescendo. In an unprecedented decision, the United States dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. The sheer scale of destruction was unimaginable, and the human toll was staggering. Within days, Japan announced its surrender, bringing an end to World War II. These bombings not only changed the landscape of warfare forever, but also marked a grim milestone in human history. The aftermath of the war saw the world dramatically transformed. The devastation led to the Cold War, a tense geopolitical standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union, lasting decades. A new world order emerged, marked by a reshaping of international borders, the rise of new political ideologies that influenced global governance. The United Nations was established with a hopeful vision: to foster international cooperation and prevent future conflicts. This new global stage was set against the backdrop of a world eager to rebuild and learn from the scars of the past. With the surrender of the Axis powers, a devastated world looked to rebuild, with many nations redrawing boundaries and forming new alliances in a bid to secure peace and stability. The establishment of the United Nations and the onset of the Cold mark significant consequences of the war, shaping the international community's approach to conflict resolution and cooperation. A time to reflect. World War II began with escalating tensions and erupted into a global conflict that touched every corner of the planet. From the attack on Pearl Harbor to the brutal battles on the Eastern Front, each event was a critical juncture. The turning tide of the war was marked by monumental moments such as D-Day and the Battle of Midway, which shifted momentum to the Allies. The conclusion of the war saw not just the unconditional surrender of Axis powers, but also set the stage for a new world order. The creation of the United Nations and the onset of the Cold War reshaped international relations in ways previously unimaginable. Reflecting on these events, it's clear how deeply World War II influenced global politics and international relations. The lessons learned from such a devastating conflict about cooperation, power, and the human cost of war continue to echo in the policies and diplomatic relations that shape our current world. World War II reshaped the world in profound ways, leaving a legacy that still impacts us today. Our journey through World War II concludes here. As we wrap up, a heartfelt thanks goes out to all who have joined us on this profound historical voyage. World War II was not just a sequence of events. It was a complex tapestry woven with the lives, decisions, and sacrifices of millions. Reflect on its vast impact and the intricate interplay of political, social, and human factors that shaped our world. Delving into history enlightens us about the roots of our present and the potential pathways to our future. If today's exploration of World War II has sparked your interest or broadened your perspective, remember that history is rich with lessons that are continually relevant. Don't forget to subscribe to The Knowledge Navigator. Like and share this video to keep the spirit of learning alive and to help others delve into the fascinating world of history. Your support helps us bring more insightful content your way. Thank you for navigating through history with us today. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.